What's going on, guys? Firewolf Tech here, showing you guys the LG 49-inch UltraGear gaming monitor. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys all around this Super UltraWide monitor, so let's get it. This is the 49GR85DC-B model, and it features a curved 49-inch VA panel with a resolution of 5120 by 1440 and an aspect ratio of 32:9. You get a crazy fast 240Hz refresh rate and a 1 millisecond response time for amazing and smooth gameplay. Sadly, there is no NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility with only AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. This 49-inch UltraGear is thick and very curvy at 1000R, which gives you an immersive experience. Now let's first dive into the unboxing experience of the 49GR85DC. Packaging was huge and heavy, with the actual monitor weighing 26.5 pounds without the stand and 32.5 pounds with the stand. You can see a nice 1000R curvature around this thick body. Now right inside the box, we're gonna have the actual stand. This is gonna be the base, and definitely has a nice solid construction here with wingtip screws for easy installation. And then we have the actual stand itself. It's very hefty, has a really nice dark gray color. And we have the UltraGear logo on the bottom as well. And then we have all the manufacturer booklets and instructions that nobody really reads. They're gonna supply us with a nice HDMI cable. We're gonna have a nice DisplayPort cable as well, a USB upstream cable, and you're gonna have a nice little piece to hide your wires. Now the actual power brick is inside that monitor itself. So all we get is the US plug here. It's probably the reason why the actual monitor is heavy. Now to install it is very easy and simple. All we do is gonna take the stand, we're gonna angle it, have a nice little click to it, and then we're gonna use the bottom feet portion and we're gonna screw it in with the wingtip screw. And now we're ready for liftoff. Looking at the design of the back of the monitor, and it looks absolutely fire. I like the dark gray color scheme with the back panel being glossy and the rest having a matte finish. I think the hexagon shape is cool, and the two lighting strips add extra flair. The lights are bright, but they only have 4 color options that are static, and wish they had more options. You also have extra lighting that beams down from the power button, which is a little too much for me. For inputs, the LG 49-inch UltraGear monitor has 1 display port, 2 HDMI ports, 2 USB 3.0 downstream, 1 USB upstream, and 1 3.5mm audio output. I would have liked to see a USB Type-C DisplayPort option, even if it meant sacrificing one of the HDMI ports. Lastly, on the right is where the AC power cord goes into. Now that I have it set up on my second desk, you can see it takes up a lot of space. The stand features a good amount of height adjustability, and I like how low it can get. You also get tilt and swivel, which gives you more options to suit your needs. I'm not a fan of how it sits on your desk since the feet sticks out a lot, so make sure you plan accordingly if you plan on using the stand. This desk is 30 inches deep and felt like it took so much space. I personally recommend using a monitor arm for the best experience. I personally use the AVLT 13 to 43 inch single monitor arm, which supports monitors all the way up to 33 pounds. I like it because it comes in white or black with 2 extra USB ports that come in clutch. Now that I have it set up on my primary desk and connected to my gaming PC, it immediately detected the highest resolution and refresh rate of 240Hz. Having a 32:9 aspect ratio is amazing for running multiple windows at the same time without the need of having a second or third monitor. This LED display looks good with text and small details looking great as well. Now normally IPS panels are superior to VA panels, but when you have dark scenes, this is where VA outshines IPS since it has better contrast. It's pretty close to OLED with backlight bleed being very minimal. I did adjust the black stabilizer down to 0 within the menu settings, which for me looked the best. This is great when you're watching full screen video that don't take the 32:9 aspect ratio, and definitely when you're watching very dark scenes. The colors on this monitor look great as well and has a 95% DCI P3 color gamut. Since this is an UltraGear, gaming is its priority, so I'll be testing a few games with my gaming PC paired with an RTX 4090 and later on my PS5. I'm running Forza 5 with max settings and DLSS on, and the experience is great and immersive. I was averaging around 220 frames per second, so gameplay was very smooth. The 1000R curvature really makes you feel like you're inside. There are no speakers on this monitor, so you'll have to rely on external speakers, and I would have liked to at least have some type of sound even if they weren't that great. Now it's important to note that not all games support the 32:9 aspect ratio. A game like Diablo 4 will have a wide support, which would leave two small borders, which honestly doesn't look too bad. Comparing both HDR off and on, you can definitely tell that HDR brightens everything on the screen. The borders will also become a little bit more noticeable, so if you're playing in a bright setting, HDR is great. I would probably leave it off if I'm playing in the dark and want better and deeper blacks, since HDR doesn't give you the options to adjust the black stabilizer in the menu settings. Switching the inputs to my PlayStation 5, and you'd be surprised that it will be able to fill out the whole screen. At 1440p settings, the LG 49-inch UltraGears will support variable refresh rates all the way up to 120Hz. Now I'm going to be completely honest, trying to game on the Super UltraWide monitor on a next generation console is horrible since the image of the game is being fully stretched to fit the monitor. I couldn't game longer than a few minutes because for some reason it gave me motion sickness. So I would recommend switching the aspect ratio to original, which would leave two larger borders, or utilizing picture-in-picture, which works very well on this monitor. I could have two separate inputs running at the same time, and PS5 gaming is more enjoyable that way. The 50-50 picture-by-picture split works amazing and is very seamless. You could also change it to a 30-70 split or have it picture-in-picture. One of the most important things for me for a monitor is how well it boosts my productivity and workflow. The 49-inch UltraGear has a nice wide screen with lots of real estate for multitasking. One of the programs I use the most as a content creator is DaVinci Resolve, and as you can see, it allows you to view a lot of the timeline. I recommend setting the taskbar to hide since it maximizes the vertical screen space. In dark settings, the RGB lighting gives it a nice ambient touch, which isn't obnoxiously bright. I would have liked to see a remote for easier input and menu changes, but the bottom button suffices. The LG 49GR85DC-B retails for $1,300 before any promotional discounts, and while it's not cheap, it's a pretty good price for a 49-inch Super UltraWide monitor. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have built-in speakers and lack of USB-C DisplayPort, and this monitor would be even better if it had NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility for those that have NVIDIA graphics cards like myself. Gaming has been a great experience, so I highly recommend it. I personally would have preferred higher resolutions for better text clarity, but gaming performance would suffer since it would be too demanding. If you're coming from an IPS panel, it'll take some time to get used to the colors, but I know you'll appreciate the black levels. I've so far enjoyed this display, and while I personally prefer OLED monitors, they are more expensive, so for the money, I feel like this LG 49-inch UltraGear monitor offers great value. So all in all guys, LG did a great job with this reasonably priced 49-inch monitor, and I would have no problem recommending this monitor for immersive gameplay and great productivity from a Super UltraWide monitor. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and as always guys, thanks so much for watching.